Hey, Jersey Devil 1976 here. Okay, this is the last update for the building of the Death Dread. The rivets are completed. I finished them up a couple days ago. I did it over a weekend. I just haven't had a chance to really to do a video to show them off. I know I said the last time that the next time you'd see me be painted, but I've kind of decided that this model turned out way better than I expected it to, so I don't really want to put a bad paint job on it. So I'm going to take my time and figure out a nice scheme for it, and that way, it won't be just a horrible paint job on a really good-looking model. So, but the rivets are done. Let's see again. Get in there and see them. I actually ended up using every single rivet that I cut, the smaller ones. I have some of the larger ones still, but all the small ones I cut are gone. I'm probably going to go back and count them up, see how many yours are on here, because I'm pretty curious to know, because I know I cut a lot of them. So that's all done. The only other thing I did some more cork on the base. I still got to do some sand on it, but then that will be done. So, and then he'll be ready for paint. So hopefully I can come up with a color scheme. And that's the other part of this video that I'm going to talk about. I found this really cool paint that I wanted to try out. I actually saw some videos on it. This guy was doing some terrain, and it looked really, really cool. And it's called Sophisticated Finishes. And it does this really cool rust effect on whatever you paint this on. It comes with two paints, actually one paint, and this is like a solution, a chemical solution. The iron metallic surfacer is actually the paint, and in the paint it has small flecks of metal. After you do a couple coats of this and let it dry, you come back with this solution, and the chemical actually reacts with the metal in the paint and creates not just a rust effect, but actual real rust. And it's really, really cool. I was kind of surprised at how well it worked on models. It didn't obscure any of the detail. I did a test model here. I also did some testing around with the color scheme for the skin, and I decided I may not go with green. I may be doing some blue orcs. But then again, this is just a test model. I don't really know if I'm going to do that or not. I think it's kind of cool right now, but after doing it, I just may not want to do it. So we'll see. We'll just see where it goes. But as you can see, I did all the metal parts on this model. I gave it 2 coats of this the metal surfacer, and then about, I think, 3 washes of the solution to make the rust. As you can see, you can still see all the detail on it. And it looks really good. I think it'll look really good on the larger models. I think a little bit of the effect is lost on some of these smaller models because you're doing such small little areas. This knob has a lot of metal. That's kind of why I picked him, because he did have a lot of like kind of metal. He's got like the steel jaw and big shoulder pads and all that, and the big axe. But I mean, if you look at some of the some of the boys, I mean, they barely have like any metal on them. I mean, they got like their slugga and their choppa and like maybe like a little shoulder pad and maybe like some buckles and stuff and a little plate on their back, and sometimes that's about it. So I don't really know how effective that will be on smaller models like that. So I'm thinking I may just use this on the larger models, like like my HQs, my big guns, some Killicans I have, and the Def Dread, trucks and wagons and all that stuff as well. I think that'll look a lot better. So, the thing, and this is just a test model. If you were doing something like, say, Necrons, I think this would be really, really cool. Because you could do like almost the entire model like that. Or even if you're doing like maybe some Plague Marines or something, where they have like the nice big, there's a lot of big surfaces on the Space Marine models and Chaos Space Marine models to get this effect so you can really see it. So I think that might be a little bit better option than like Orc Boys and stuff like that. So I don't know, but as you can see, it does work. It doesn't obscure the detail, and it's really, really cool looking. I am going to have to spray this model with some sealer to seal this finish. I believe that touching it will kind of affect the finish and maybe rub it off, so I'm going to have to seal it. And it might change the color a little bit, but it looks really good as it is, so we'll just have to see about that. But I know for sure I'm going to be using it on my larger models. So that's the color scheme I'm thinking about right now, is this blue skin. Still haven't completely dedicated myself to it yet, but we'll see. I kind of like it. It looks different. And so other than that, that's all I really got for right now. Again, I'll post the link for the video for the terrain that this guy was building down below. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please just let me know. All right, thanks everyone.